Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a few awesome products that AliExpress was kind enough to send over. Got a couple handhelds and a mobile controller here that'll allow you to game on the go. And right now, AliExpress is holding their Double 11 mega sale from November 11th to November 19th, offering up to 90% off site-wide. So if you're interested in checking out what kind of products they have over there, I'll leave links in the description. But let's go ahead and get right into it here with these products, and we're going to start out with the controller. Over on the AliExpress product page, this is $50.24 right now at the time of making this video, but definitely keep an eye out for coupons, especially during their Double 11 sale. Now, one thing to keep in mind is they do offer two different variants of this controller. One is Bluetooth and one is USB Type-C. But the one I have is the USB Type-C version. And here it is, the GameSir G8 Galileo. This does have a couple special features built in, like Hall-based joysticks and triggers. Plus, we can swap out these analog sticks. And in the past, we've seen, toppers for the sticks that come included with some of these controllers. These are the full cap for the analog stick. The faceplates actually come off of both sides, and we can swap these out. Inside of this little box, we've just got a sticker and our user manual. And we'll go ahead and remove these little protectors here. But if you're not familiar with these type of controllers, some people call them telescopic, some people call them stretchy, and that's because we've got a spring-loaded system right in the middle. Our phone will sit right in there. Round back, we've got two programmable buttons. This also supports pass-through charging, and it's got a 3.5mm audio jack. I haven't done any setup with this Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus. I just plugged the controller in, it's working in X input mode, and games that support controllers natively on Android are going to work. Here's Minecraft, one that has really good controller compatibility. Awesome control here. So, if you just want to use it out of the box with your Android device, emulators and games that support controllers on Android are going to work. So overall, I think the GameSir G8 is a great mobile controller. Love the fact that we've got Hall-based sticks and triggers. They feel absolutely amazing. The buttons also feel really good. Now, one thing I would love to see changed here is using a conductive pad underneath that D-pad, or just a smoother D-pad when you're using switches or dome switches. But other than that, I think it's a solid controller, and if you're interested in learning a little more, I'll leave some links in the description. The next product we're going to be taking a look at is the RG35 XXSP. This is definitely one of my favorite little handhelds, and over on AliExpress, it's $47.50 right now at the time of making this video, and they offer several different colors. You can go with the retro style if you want to. They also have transparent black, transparent green, and transparent red. It's really up to you. Obviously, it's modeled after another very famous handheld that hit the market years ago, and I'm totally fine with this. Actually, love the form factor here. And they are offering this in a few different color variants. Obviously, we've got the silver version here, but once we flip this thing up, you can see it's very reminiscent of what we were just talking about. Now, it's not a spot-on one-to-one replica. There are some major differences here. This is coming in just a bit thicker than the original SP, but everything seems to be basically in the same place. Since we're working with a device that's very similar to the SP, my favorite thing to do here is some GBA emulation, and I'm using RetroArch right now. Out of the box, it's automatically set up with this bezel, which gives us that nice little border on the bottom there. Definitely makes it look like the original SP screen, and it brings it to the correct aspect ratio. So 3:2 instead of 4:3, like the native aspect of the screen itself, just kind of helps out giving you that authentic feel, and it does look really good here on this IPS display. And of course, with that all-winner H700 CPU, we're not going to have any issues with GBA emulation. We're going to get full speed across the board, especially using that RetroArch core. The H700 isn't the most powerful chip on the market, but I think it's great for these smaller handheld retro devices. It's not going to do every single PSP game, and it's definitely not going to do every N64 game at full speed, but there's a wide range of different games that are going to be fully playable on this chipset. So, if you're interested in picking one of these up, if the clamshell design is something you're into with these handhelds, then it might be well worth it. The final handheld we're going to be taking a look at from AliExpress is the RG Slide, and this thing is coming in with a really awesome design, a much more powerful chipset than the RG35 XXSP, meaning you're going to be able to run higher-end games. You want to do some Dreamcast, some PSP, and even some GameCube games will run really well on this system. Really kind of reminds me of the PSP Go with that slide-up screen. Right underneath here, we're going to find our controls. This thing will fit right in your pocket. The spring-loaded mechanism here to slide the screen up is actually really satisfying to use also. So once we slide that up, we can start playing our favorite games. And it's got a touch screen built in, so you could use it as a touchscreen device if you wanted. We've seen this CPU before, and throughout, I mean, we've got some optimizations to get better performance with higher-end emulators, but I wanted to show off this D-pad and just buttons with a fighting game. We've got Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and these are definitely some of my favorite D-pads for retro devices. And with this one being sunk in just a bit, it's not too high. It's not a loose D-pad at all. It just feels right. You can definitely play from the middle. You can play from the outer edge. It's really up to you. I think they've put a lot of time and thought into their D-pads, and in my opinion, they've almost perfected them for these retro handhelds. And of course, since we've got an Android handheld with access to Google Play, we can get on there and download all of our favorite Android games. Real quick, we've got Minecraft, not a super hard game to run. I haven't messed around with any of the settings in the game and it's running really well. And the analog sticks that they're using here are super accurate. I mean, they go right back to 0. We've also got a built-in 6-axis gyro. So if you wanted to play your favorite Android games with the built-in gyro, you could. But I'm really digging what they did here with the built-in controller on the RG slide. So in the time I've spent with the RG slide, I've been really enjoying it. I've installed a few different front ends, but we've also got the Amberneck game launcher built in, so if you want to go that route, you definitely could. Full-fledged Android 13 here does allow us to get on Google Play. We don't have to do any kind of special setup or anything like that. We can just access it as soon as we turn this thing on. I'll be spending a lot of time with this before my official review comes out, so we'll get a good idea by then on battery life and everything like that. But if you're interested in learning a little more, I will leave some links in the description. You can pick up all 3 of these devices over on AliExpress, and remember, from November 11th through November 19th, they're going to be running their Double 11 Mega Sale. You can save up to 90% on products. So definitely check it out. Links for everything we took a look at are in the description. Like always, thanks for watching.